Hey guys, welcome to Realistic Realtors with Superior Coaching School. I'm Bill and this is Nick. And you know what's so different about our coaching school? We put you guys into action right away. It's all about getting you guys motivated and putting your success into action. So we want you guys to get ready because we're going to give you the steps to start your business today and build a better business. And today, Nick, we have volume 6 of our successful planning phase, and it's all about social media. And you are without a doubt expert in this, so I'm going to just hand it over to you and start us off with what realtors should do to implement social media into their business.
Well, I want to start with a quote, Bill, because I think this is very important for those of you out there listening to this program. And we have realtors across the country now listening to our coaching right now. And what I want to say is this. If you do not have an online business presence, you are losing business. And you have to realize that that's a fact. If you are not actively trying to grow online, you are losing business, okay? So when we're talking about a strategy, I think it's important to realize that, hey, we need a strategy. And this hits you in a real hard way, this past couple of years, right?
Yeah.
Realize, you know what? I really need to get online because that means that you can't just be, you have a profile. You got to be actively using it and have a strategy to be building content online. So again, today we're going to really focus on content, okay? So content strategy. We have all the accounts. I have a Facebook account. I have a business page on Facebook. I have an Instagram account. I got a LinkedIn account. Now, what do I post? What do I put on there? All right, so let's kind of dive into this and talk about how we manage what we're posting, all right? And I think the first thing we want to start with is, and this might sound really obvious, but post houses. Post pictures of homes. Guys, I can't tell you how many times I see realtors out there. They have a business page. It has nothing to do with real estate, right? And it's ridiculous. It's all about themselves. You got to post pictures of homes. Post links to your website. Get people interested in actually buying and selling real estate. Wouldn't you know, right? And I think it's so important that you post relevant content, relevant information. Post things about home improvement. Post things about the market. And make sure that you're doing this in a way that all ties back to you because you are the focus. But post your listings, post listings of other people's in the office. How many times, Bill, have you been, you have a listing and you have someone else hosting your open house? Is that still not an event that you can post online?
It is. And one of the things that you had me implement in my business is like, Bill, you just walked out of a listing and they signed the paperwork. So do a Facebook Live, or do a post and hold up your camera and say, hey, listen, I'm in front of 112 Main Street here. I'm so excited. I just got this listing. Check it out, guys. 4 bedrooms. It's going to be priced at $350,000. Great neighborhood. And post it. And I never did any of that. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know I should do it.
And that's because, success breeds success, right? And so if you're being successful, you just picked up a listing and your MLS says you can post things coming soon, take advantage of it. That doesn't mean just put it in the MLS. You got to put it out and let people know because, again, successful people, success breeds success. And successful people know that the more people see it online, the better. And, again, video is the best way to do this. Hands down, if you are not doing video right now and you're not incorporating video into your business, you're falling further behind, all right? So, again, whether it's something as simple as, hey, I just picked up a listing, to something more complex. Now you're going to pay someone, a professional, to make a video. Or maybe you're just going to sit down in your office once a week, give a market update on what's going on in your market. All of these things, what it does is it allows consumers to see your face and to see and connect with you on video. Because if a picture is worth 1,000 words, what's a video worth?
Yeah, Nick actually just had me do my own Facebook Live. It wasn't that hard. He wasn't even with me. He just said, this is how you do it. And I did it for the first time. And then I looked, I was like, oh my God, like 250 people watched it, and there's a lot of power behind that. And I didn't realize that.
Well, what's important is that Facebook really loves itself. So guys, I challenge everybody this week, especially those who have not tried Facebook Live or Instagram Live, go live. I want everybody to go live and talk about your business. Talk about where you're headed, right? Maybe this is quarter 1 for you. This could be quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Talk about where the market's headed and how you plan to attack it and prepare for the coming year. I think it's so important for anybody that's going live to realize these following things. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Heck, we're making mistakes right now, right? We're not
All day
perfect.
we are.
It happens all the time, but that makes you relatable. If you make mistakes on live video, it makes everybody watching that video seem, they watch it and they say, man, if they can do it, I can do it, right? And they can relate to you a little bit more. So don't be afraid to make mistakes and just be yourself. If anything you take away from this video, be yourself. Make sure that when you are going live or you're posting content on Facebook and social media, make sure that you're being true to who you are and be authentic, because authenticity in this business, when you're growing online, that's what earns you referrals and business through social media.
Yeah, Nick, that's a good point about the live video, because I'm just thinking about all the events that I sponsor in this one community called Skybrook. And I'll sponsor their Easter egg hunt event. I'll sponsor golf events. I should have done a Facebook Live leading up to every event, and I never did one.
Yeah.
And another thing that Nick taught me that I didn't do, and I should implement in my business a long time ago, he's like, Bill, you farm this one community, you put out 1,000 flyers a month, okay? Why don't you just take that flyer that's made already and post it on Facebook? He's like, you're already giving someone a lot of money to put these flyers in the mailbox, or maybe you're mailing out postcards. Just take it and post it. And then you said, post it in the community.
Yeah.
Join that community's Facebook group.
Yes.
And every media thing that you mail out or live, whatever, make sure they get it too.
It's all about name recognition and facial recognition, right? So if you're already spending the dollars to farm a community, you need to be putting that online as well, because subconsciously, right? If you send out, subconsciously, if a buyer or clients see that flyer that you sent out, subconsciously, and they saw it already on Facebook, they're going to say, I've seen this guy. Sure. He's all over the place. Man, Bill Price everywhere. I keep seeing Bill Price. He was on Facebook, now he's in my mail. I guess I should call him, at least give him a shot at the listing appointment, right? And if that's what it is, if you're farming a community and you're sending out 10,000, let's say you're sending out 10,000 postcards a month, and you know that 9,995 of them are getting thrown out within 2 seconds, and only 5 people are really looking at it.
Sure.
You got to realize, again, the efficiency is what's key. You want to make sure you're getting those, because that's the, if you could take that 5 and make it 10, because maybe a couple people saw your post online, they saw it on Facebook, they saw it in a private group, maybe they saw it on Nextdoor, right? Another private forum online. Then they're thinking to themselves, okay, I got to give this guy a shot,
sure,
right? And that's what's really key. It's all about name recognition and repetitiveness. I think the keys are consistency is king. Content is king, but consistency is just as important, right? So you can have the best content in the world, but if you're posting once a month, nobody's going to see it, right? But if you're consistently posting every single day, and you're making sure not only to be posting on one social media platform like Facebook, but you're now taking that same content and pushing it to other platforms, you're just opening up all these other doors that were never open before.
And that brings us to the next point. Posting is critical, consistency. And there's a lot of people out there that post with no content. So we have to make sure that we post with content, right? So Nick, why don't you go over some of the stats that we did some research for all the realtors out there on the importance of using different types of social media?
Yeah, so you guys can see some of the statistics that we'll bring up here. But there's really a couple important ones that I'll point out. We oftentimes, again, when we're looking at social media and who are we targeting, it's really all about audience and how do we grow our network. Because social media is all about expanding and seeing who you know, right? We get friend requests all the time, don't we, Bill?
Especially
right?
him.
Well, we all do. I mean, nowadays everybody's getting requested, to be connected on LinkedIn and Facebook all the time. Okay? But what's important to know is that if you have a really good connection with somebody, okay, and they have a big sphere and a big network, they're friends of your friends. And what do we call that in real estate, Bill? A referral. Potential referral. Social media was built for real estate agents, sure. All right? So again, we got to look at our audience. So if you're thinking to yourself, well, my audience is going to be probably 35 and older, well, you got to look at on application or social media platform like LinkedIn, 79% of users on LinkedIn, 35 and older. So you might think to yourself, well, I've been posting all this stuff on Facebook. Maybe I should start incorporating LinkedIn into my business. And you know what? make sure profile's set up, because when I met this guy right here,
yeah.
and Bill Price is one of the top realtors in his market for a long time. Been doing it his way, and using his methods, his systems, and it worked really well. But when you have, you get into you're starting to move into an age where 50% of home buyers bought the house that they first saw online, right? You're realizing they're looking you up, and man, on LinkedIn,
right?
How is your LinkedIn profile set up?
My LinkedIn profile was maybe like 10 words, and it said that I was from Afghanistan.
True story. You must have just clicked the first drop down.
I just clicked the first drop down. I didn't know any better. But
real estate's booming out there.
And this is what we try to teach here, realistic realtors. It's my old school methods and Nick's new school methods that we have to, blend them together to be successful. And with the stats he was just talking about with LinkedIn and Facebook, that's something that I've had to adapt over the last 2 years and blend into my business. And it's something that's uncomfortable and you don't want to do it because I so set in my ways, but you don't have a choice. You just have to do both. It's just not one anymore, it's both.
It's because you're losing business if you're not. I mean, honestly, if you could have, you sold 600 plus homes in your life, and you could sell 600 more, right? But if you never put any of those recommendations or testimonials online, and someone looked you up,
it'll hurt.
They would never know, right? They'd never know your experience. They probably wouldn't even give you the chance of giving a call. And I think that's what's really important is that, look, again, and let me go back to some of the stats, right? If you're defining your audience, right, and you want to reach the most people, you have all these different platforms, and you got to realize which ones to incorporate. Again, I'll bring it back. 50% of all home buyers, when they ended up buying their house, they saw it first online. So that means you got to be posting, listings for sale, open houses, events, places that they can come see, homes that they can come view with you. You got to be posting that stuff. And maybe it's not just on Facebook, but it's on LinkedIn and it's on Instagram, which is very visual, and that'll capture a younger demographic, which again, now they're getting into the home buying market. If you want to target these people, you got to hit them where they're looking, right? Which means you got to have a big presence online. And so,
and let's take it to another level here. You did a great job explaining why all this stuff's important, but let's talk about the strategy, the do's, what we should post. We want to be positive when we post. Some motivational stuff would be great. Show gratitude, but you better be aware of local events and local businesses and your neighborhood, school closing, stuff like that.
That's so key.
What are some of the don'ts?
Well, some of the don'ts, again, don't be divisive. Don't ever try. I personally, I would stay away from any type of politics. I would stay away from anything that would be, divisive amongst people. When you're trying to build a brand and you're trying to build a network, you want to be just as positive as possible in any regard. But as you mentioned, Bill, you want to be an expert. If there are things happening in your community, you want to basically be known as a marketer who sells homes, as a community leader who helps people find their home, right? And if you view it on that scope, then your content becomes really more about why am I in real estate? I'm here to help people, right?
And being an expert, Nick, you're being an expert on social media. Let's finish up with you taking step by step. Let's just say you just got a listing. You just walked out the door. So you're probably going to start with some kind of social media video and take me right to the step from listing day one. What would you do?
So you get the listing, and you're going to stress to your sellers how important it is to get their listing out ASAP online.
Sure.
So you say, we're going to promote this. If it's all right with you, I'm going to have promoted that's coming soon. It's going live on this date. You're going to put it into a video. You're going to create a post on Facebook. Maybe it's a picture of the house. Even before you have your photographer come out and schedule the shoot, you're going to get a picture. It could be even from your phone. You got high quality pictures that you can take from your phone. You're going to post that onto Facebook as well on social media. And you let people know it's coming soon, all right? And then once it goes live, what you're going to do, you want to send an email blast to everybody in your sphere, letting them know, I just got a new listing, right? Because why? Well, even if it's people in your sphere, they might know somebody, who might be interested in that home, but you got to think about it from the other perspective. You're letting people know that you are in real estate. It's an excuse to get in front of everybody. You got to be thinking to yourself, what is any excuse I can have to let people know that I'm still working, that I'm working hard, and that I'm doing a great job? And having a listing is probably one of the best things you can have. You get a list to last, right? So again, you're going to post that, you're going to email blast it out. You're going to put it onto LinkedIn, onto Facebook, and you're going to do a live video, letting them know. You might do a walkthrough. Maybe you show up there with your photographer as he's taking the pictures. You're going to do a walkthrough video and do a live video explaining what's going on. You're going to host an open house that weekend that you go live, and you're going to promote that open house and let them know in advance. Let people know on social media. And what you're going to do then is you're going to take all of that content and you're going to start sharing it. You're going to start putting it into Facebook groups, right? Homes for sale groups, realtor network groups, maybe the neighbors group, right? If you're in the neighbors group. And if your community, if that subdivision does not have a neighbors group, well, make one. Make your own group. And now you can invite all the neighbors, and now you're in that leadership position that we talked about and how valuable that is. And then really what you want to really seal it home with is you're going to put this in the next door and let people know that here's an event that you're going to have to come to. Make it an event. When you have that open house, make it an event to be at. Say we're going to have snacks and drinks, and make it a party if you want. Invite people in and let them know. And you can put all of that onto social media, because as people come in, if you have something, you've done stuff, have face painters, and you can do like a block party, stuff like that to gain interest in something like that. You take those sponsorships, as you mentioned, those creative ideas, get pictures with people in your community, tag them on Facebook, and now you're tapping into their friends of friends, which can turn into referrals. You're basically just organically spreading your influence on social media, and you're not doing anything different than you already were.
So that was great from start to finish, and we'll finish up here in a minute. But the house is listed now, and you want to keep in front of your clients. Are you going to start listing stuff, posting stuff that says, hey, mortgage rates today. Hey, here's a great painter. So you're going to offer here's some contractors, here's an update on mortgage rates, here's a great insurance person. You're going to show value that way?
Exactly. A great agent told us not too long ago that one of the best ways to get a referral is to give a referral, right? If you want to receive a lot of referrals, refer other people. So if you have people, vendors, business owners, restaurants, people that you know that are surrounding you, share them, because they will share you and they will help you and engage with your content. So I always tell people this, and I'll leave you guys with this, and then we'll recap. Social media is very much a two-way street, all right? We can get people to engage and like our posts, right, because they see our content. You can also comment and like on their posts. The best way to get more people, Nick, Bill, I get this question all the time. Nick, oh my God, nobody is in my sphere. Nobody's liking my pictures and stuff. Like, what do I do to get more people to like our stuff? Well, I tell them, the first thing you got to do, like their stuff.
Yes, right.
Because they're not going to see your post.
Play along.
Like it.
Play along.
Play the game, exactly. So we have a special guest this week who I am so excited about.
And you're good friends, so introduce him.
Yeah, so Amanda Williams is our special guest this week, and she's going to talk all about social media content that she puts out. She makes amazing videos. She's got a bubbly, energetic personality.
And you know what's interesting about Amanda? She's in Raleigh, North Carolina, half the month, and California.
Which is why her brand is the Traveling Realtor. So
that's right.
We're so excited. You guys are going to learn so much from Amanda in this interview, and it's an explosive, awesome interview. So we're really excited for that, and we'll see you in our next lesson.
See you guys.